All right, man. We live on here on this Tuesday afternoon. It's Monday today. I'm over here skipping a day. It is Monday afternoon, man. Impromptu live stream for those who watch this after the fact. I was just looking at some quarterback talk, and I'm just like, man, let me jump on live, see what we got going on, see if anyone's in the building. It's right smack in the middle of the day on Monday. Most people are probably at work right now. Your boy is not, though. So we're here to talk, just vibe out. If anyone pops on, great. If nobody pops on, that's all good. We here on this Monday afternoon, just trying to be here and just talk about this quarterback situation, man. Seems like it'll never come to an end. It'll never come to an end. Shout out to Shaq in the building, man. Appreciate you for tapping in. Once again, impromptu live. Did not schedule it at all. We just here to vibe out, man. Why are we still waiting on A-Rod for sign, Russ, and be done? That's what I'm saying, man. This is the type of conversation right here that I'm trying to have. This Giants team, man, frustrates me. The season does not start next week, but, man, wouldn't it be funny if the Giants missed out on both of the guys that they're interested in? Because they want to sit around, wait around, and wait on Aaron Rodgers, host other visits with the Jameis Winston and a Joe Flacco. Like, I think if you ask me what the move should have been, it should have been Russell Wilson signed. And it's not over with, right? I mean, he still can be the quarterback of this team. It's not over with. But, man, if I'm Russ, I'm going to feel disrespected and go elsewhere, man. That's what I would do. Just want to unload some thoughts on this quarterback situation right now, man. So as we know, Jameis Winston's on a visit tomorrow. He's visiting by tomorrow. I wouldn't anticipate that he gets signed tomorrow. I think they're doing their due diligence, trying to see what other quarterbacks are looking like, get a temperature check on them, and then ultimately, hopefully, when Aaron Rodgers says that he doesn't want to sign with the Giants, because I don't think he wants to sign with the Giants. I'm going to be honest. I don't think so. For people that want Aaron Rodgers, there's no problem to want him. I just don't think he wants us. And he's purely using us as a contract ploy, trying to pretty much sit there and wait on the Vikings, trying to sit there and look at Pittsburgh and say, hey, look, the Giants are offering me this much. Try to match it. I think that's what we're being used as right now. When you look at it, man, when it came to Stafford, now when it's coming to Aaron Rodgers, man, we're coming in second place both times, y'all. That's what I think is going to happen. I'd be shocked. I'd be shocked to hear that the Giants end up signing Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers picks the Giants. I don't expect it to happen. And at that point, we just got to hope that a Russell Wilson is still available. Now, there's a strong chance he will. There's a strong chance that he will be available, but man, don't make me even think about pivoting elsewhere, man. You see the title, you see the thumbnail. We're here to talk about Jameis Winston visiting with the Giants, but overall, it's just a little sentiment of how the quarterback room is right now. We're rooting for a Jameis Winston. That's what we're waiting on. James Winston's iffy at times, but fun to watch. Yeah, man. I mean, fun to, see some touchdowns be made. He takes some shots down the field, but definitely you're not looking to win games with Jameis Winston. You're not. I still think the sentiment is for the Giants to draft the quarterback. Still think that's in play. Still think that's something that they're going to try to do, of course. But we're in a scary position, y'all. I'm not going to lie. We're in a scary position. A couple weeks ago, I was very honestly, I was really thinking that we were going to trade for the number 1 overall pick. Jordan Renard tweeted it yesterday. Seems like that's all but dead. Not really a big chance for that to happen anymore. And it looks like Titans going to stick and pick with Cam Ward. Not the greatest feeling when it comes to that. I think Cam Ward is the best quarterback in this draft class, whether or not you feel like it's a good draft class or not. Cam Ward was going to be the guy that I thought the Giants were going to try to push for. It looks like they might not be able to. Same thing like last year. So we just here to talk about the quarterback position, man. Appreciate everyone that's in the building right now. Make sure y'all type up in the chat any questions. We read all and every chat that goes on. So make sure you let your opinions be known. Giants plan to trade for the number one pick appears to be dead. Appears to be all but dead. Let me go ahead and post up the stream real quick. Joe Shane and Coach Brian Daboll are gone at the end of the season. Man, you could argue this, not argue. They should have been gone. They should have been gone, man. And they're still here. But hey, they gonna rely on Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston gonna get it done, man. Now I'm shocked to say. Let me just post this real quick. Join up. I'm shocked to say that the Giants still haven't signed one of these guys. I'm honestly surprised. But when you look at what the other quarterbacks are kind of going for around the league, I mean, you saw Daniel Jones went for $13 million. Can Jameis Winston net half of that? Can a Joe Flacco net a portion of that? What does Aaron Rodgers look to make? Those are the kind of things that I'm wondering was being talked about right now. I know we know Aaron Rodgers is a huge pillar and a huge focal point in everything that's going on right now. But I would be shocked to see that he picks us. I would be shocked. Omega, what's happening, my brother? How you doing, man? Nice to see you in the cut. How's everything going? Once again, we just here to talk about this quarterback position real quick. And I want to reach a resolution, man. Good things come to those who wait. That's very true. But in my opinion, man, I think we're waiting on a false dream, man. I don't think the Giants are really in on this Aaron Rodgers thing. That's just what I got. I have no sources. I have nothing. I just truly don't see Aaron Rodgers picking us. And with that being said, I feel like Russell Wilson should be a New York Giant right now. Right now. If you haven't seen my last video I dropped yesterday, make sure you go tune that up. It's about Russell Wilson and why I was saying that the Giants need to sign him. They shouldn't have let him walk out Friday with no deal. That shouldn't have happened. Giants need to sign Russell Wilson. In my opinion, I don't think the quarterback play is going to be that different. I think the money's going to be different. Aaron Rodgers is going to command a lot more money, but I don't think the quarterback play is not going to be as different. Let me get my Giants fitted real quick. As you can see my background. Don't normally throw this one on. We're going to throw this one on today. But I genuinely believe, man, Russell Wilson should be a Giant right now. I'm not telling you that he's the best quarterback, but hey, bring Russell Wilson on here, draft their quarterback, and get things rolling, man. They seem like all desperation moves. Every available quarterback in the market isn't a great fit. Get the quarterback that wants to play for us, not just for the money. And that's what I'm saying. Reports are that Russell Wilson's ready to sign. That's what reports are right now, man. Russell Wilson's ready to sign. Giants are just waiting out this Aaron Rodgers. The Giants have been waiting and waiting and waiting. And it seems like they will just be waiting. Wouldn't it be amazing for some Aaron Rodgers news to break right now? Wouldn't it be amazing for it to happen? I think it would be perfect if that just went down right now. Let's go over what LPG just posted as Plan D or E. Let's go over that real quick. Part of the locker room on Giants said the PT of Locked on Giants. So the Giants need to be stopped being Mr. Nice Guy. That's exactly what they're doing. They're like the this is what the Giants are right now. You guys ready for what the Giants are right now? When they say that women like the bad boys and the nice guy always finish last, that's us. We're the nice people. We're the nice guys. We're gonna offer you the money that you want. We're gonna give you what you want. We're gonna offer everything, but we're not gonna end up with the goodies. We're not gonna get what we need. We both lose out on A-Rod and Russ, and then what's the move? Hey, man, it's going to be the title and the thumbnail, man. Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston is next. Jameis Winston is next. Let's go over what LPG posted. As he says, Plan D or E or whatever. Russell Wilson in building on Friday, which that already passed. Drew Lock, Jameis Winston, Gardner Minshew signed somewhere. Joe Flacco, Mac Jones signed somewhere. Cooper Rush signed somewhere. And Carson Wentz. Those are the moves that are left. So cross off Drew Lock. No, not cross off Drew Lock. I guess he's still available. Cross off Russell Wilson not get signed by Friday. He's still available, though. Cross off Gardner Minshew. Cross off Mac Jones. Cross off Cooper Rush. So we got left. This is Plan D or E or whatever. This is what we got going on right now. As he clarifies here, only 2 left on the list. Okay, because Russell Wilson. 2 left that haven't been explored, which is Carson Wentz. Bad. Yeah, man. I just wish we came to a resolution. I just wish we came to a resolution already, man. That's what I've been waiting on. For anyone who's wondering, Darnay Holmes is a Raider. Darnay Holmes is a Las Vegas Raider. Shout out to that. But yeah, man. It's where we're at with the quarterback position, man. I just truly think Russell Wilson should be the quarterback right now. I want you guys to let me know. Push aside A-Rod, right? And I think a lot of people, honestly, some people are not too high on A-Rod. Some people are not too high on A-Rod. But go ahead and let me know in the chat, man. What do you think the Giants actually do? What do you think it actually is? I miss on this one. Russell seems like he's been wanting to be a Giant for years. I remember when the trade circulation was happening where, if you didn't know, Russ is with Sierra, an artist, and the New York market is a lot better for, Sierra and her career. It'll also help for Russell Wilson. A couple of years ago, we would have signed up for that. I think it was like 4 years ago, I believe, 3 to 4 years ago. And in a couple of years, man, now we're here hoping we could sign him. And he wants to be a Giant, and we're playing games right now, man. We are playing games right now. Kirk Cousins is an interesting domino, but it looks like they want to keep him on the roster, which is crazy. Looks like the Falcons want to keep him on the roster, which is insane. I would love for some news to break right now, man. It would be perfect. 3 o'clock on a Monday afternoon, man. Everyone's starting to get out of work. Let's break some news right now. Once again, impromptu live stream. We're just live to chat for a bit. Want to see what the vibes are. A-Rod on the beach. What's the point of waiting for? Well, I'm saying, man, what do you think A-Rod is contemplating right now? Like, I think he must be waiting out on this Vikings situation. He has to be. He has to be hoping that the Vikings change their mind and say, hey, slide over here. Slide over here to Minnesota. I think that's definitely what they're waiting on. You got to be hoping that the Vikings call him. And if not, he got the Giants and he got the Steelers on the back burner, man. We got 20 people in the building. Once again, impromptu live stream. Say what's up in the chat if you haven't already. Y'all let me know what's good. TP, you were just live, my boy. Appreciate you for tapping in. I know you were just live. I jumped on your live stream. I said, hey, let me go live real quick. Let me just check the temp on what we got going on, man. If you're available, man, I know you just jumped off. If you're available, feel free to jump on. I'll slide through that link. Any thoughts on Geno Smith and Sanders' picture? Hey, man, right now, honestly, I don't expect Sanders to fall to the Raiders. I'm actually more leaning for the Browns drafting him before we do, man. That's the vibes I'm getting. Terrible vibes. Might be terrible vibes, but that's just the vibes I'm getting. I think Shador doesn't slide there. Vikings got JJ. I know they got JJ, but they're just with Kevin O'Connell and bringing in a plug-and-play quarterback. I think they need to start their quarterback, but hey, what better of an option to have than, I guess, a 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers? And once again, I'm not super against bringing him on. I'm not. It's just I'm over this waiting period, man. TP, I'm gonna send you the link right now, brother. I'm gonna send you the link right now. Check your IG. We just here to chat, man. Just here to chat real quick. I think I'm delusional about how if we get Hunter and Sanders, that it would be crazy to get both. There's not a world where we'll be able to get both. Right now, I was just talking about it with TP. Dart, give me Dart and give me Travis. Give me Travis and Dart. Make that happen. Trade back into the first and make it happen. Shout out to Antonio in the building, man. He says, sign Winston to get Sanders. We're going to be good. No Wilson, no Flacco, and damn sure no Rodgers. Sign Winston against Sanders. No Wilson. Tell me why no Wilson. For anyone that doesn't want Russell Wilson, go ahead and let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat why you do not want Russell Wilson. Let me know in the chat why you don't want Russell Wilson. My opinion, it's going to be affordable. He's a veteran quarterback, won a Super Bowl, played in meaningful games, has a good pedigree. I see why not. A lot of people were thinking he's corny with the whole, Broncos country and all that. I can understand all that. It was corny. Bring him on here and let him help out this young QB. Signing Winston and getting Sanders, you would hope that Sanders is available. That's the thing. You would hope Sanders is available. You would hope Sanders is available. There's a chance that he's not going to be at 3. There's a strong chance that he's not going to be at 3. I hope he is, though. Don't get me wrong. I really do hope he is. We're jumping on top of the topic right now, but I just want to let y'all know this is an insane move. This move right here on is insane. And we got my guy TP in the cut. TP, what's going on, brother? I currently can't hear you. I need people in the chat to let me know if they do hear you, though.
I had the mute button on. My fault. Can you hear me?
There we go. Now we good. What's up, brother?
What's going on, man?
Hey, man, I know you were just live. I saw you live, and I'm like, let me jump on, man. Let me jump on live real quick.
Yeah.
Check the temperature, see what we got going on right now. I'm going to just be honest. I am tired of this whole quarterback situation right now, but let me know your thoughts on it right now, man.
Man, yo, I think for people who are in tune, man, who do know about me, man, I've been adamant on the whole Shador for sure thing, man. I'm a big Shador Sanders / Cam Ward like pusher. To me, it's 1A, 1B. Like any of their name is going to be called, I'm going to be happy with either one of them. I don't think we have really much of a chance with the whole Cam Ward thing because I think like the Titans or the Browns, whoever, I think they have their mind made up when it comes to that. But if that is a thing, I don't know. I'm not, behind the scenes on anything, so I don't know. I can only assume. But if that happens, best believe I will be ecstatic to get either one or the or. I want to go that route. I want to go get me my franchise quarterback, please. Joe Shane, Coach Dable, they have been talking our ears off about getting our franchise guy, getting that one guy, about how this whole thing, just moves with having good quarterback play. Nothing shakes without that. If that's the case, go get our guy. Now, as far as a veteran quarterback is concerned, I mean, if I had to pick one of the other to go into the season with, I don't want either one. Again, I want my two, but if I had to choose, I'm gonna definitely go with Russell Wilson, and it's not even close. Keep Aaron Rodgers far away from this Giant team, man. We are a team that has a lot going on right now. We need a resurrection this season, and I don't think Aaron Rodgers is the guy for that.
Yeah.
Jameis Winston, Joe Flacco, they would be perfect because they would be our QB2 for our Shador or Cam Ward. So I would like that as well. But as far as an absolute no, it is a no for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, funny enough, I'm glad you answered the Russell Wilson question because I was literally going to ask you that as I asked the chat. Antonio's not a big fan. I'm going to read what he says right here. I just feel like he lost his confidence, but I wouldn't be mad if we got him. Just feel like Winston got that fire to guide the young guy. And he's saying, talking about Russell Wilson. I think right now, man, I truly just do believe. I think his quarterback play is not far off from A-Rod's if you're hoping for A-Rod to come in here and change things dramatically. Granted, right. I mean, he got to show me, right? Like, I got to see it to believe it. He did play better down the stretch. Russ didn't play as good down the stretch. But I think if you look at the situation a lot more, like, I don't know if anyone was focused on what the Steelers had going on. George Pickens was out for a couple of games down the stretch. And guess what? Past George Pickens, who do they have as a receiving threat? That's why they had to go trade for DK. They've been itching to have another wide receiver on that team. So you could argue, I mean, granted, They went 1-5. You would want the team to win more, but I think it
Yeah.
wasn't just a Russell Wilson playing bad. I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, right? I'm gonna play
Okay.
devil's advocate. I know you were talking about Cam Ward. I know you're talking about Shador.
Yep.
In my opinion,
Oh,
Cam Ward is
give
out
me
the
one
picture.
second. 1 second, Juke. One second.
Do you think? Do you think? I'm gonna play devil's advocate with everyone in the chat right now, man. Cam Ward is out the picture completely. Out the picture completely. Shador is there at 3. Shador is not there at 3. I'm sorry. Shador is not there at 3. Cam Ward's out the picture. He's taking that 1, right? I think Shador goes 2 to the Browns. I think that's going to end up being the play.
Mm-hmm.
What is your move? What is your move at that point? Right now, right? Granted, we got to see what we're doing at quarterback, but regardless of who we signed this year, it's a 1-year deal. None of these guys, Russell Wilson, anybody else is going to be on there. Shout out to Lil Man in the cut.
Yeah, he
Lil
was
Man in
knocking
the
on the
cut.
door. He loves being a part of the streams. I don't
Hey,
know, it's his thing, but all right, yeah, I hear you.
that's dope. So those two are out the board, man. And once again, these quarterbacks are 1-year options. What do you think the Giants' play is?
All right, so the scenario is what's up, Omega? I see you, man. Giant salute, Omega. Scenario is both Cam and Shador is off the board.
Off the board, 1 and 2. Boom. 1 and 2. We're sitting at 3. What is the play? What is granted? Because we're gonna talk about Travis, we're gonna talk about Abdul. I love both of them.
Yeah,
But the
yeah.
quarterback position has to get addressed. Do you think we draft one? Where do we go?
Man.
And everyone in the chat right now, y'all be typing it up right now. What is the play? Cam Ward, Shador's off the board. What do you want to see the team do?
Let me preface this with this. If you are choosing Travis Hunter, if you are choosing Abdul Carter, if you are choosing Mason Graham, there's no wrong answer, right? We all have our preference, we all have our opinions, but I think out of those game changers, there's no wrong answer. Now, for those who are saying get Jackson Dart, that is a wrong answer. That is a wrong answer. And to me, I do not see a world where that is even a thing. If you are to get Jackson Dart, I'm willing to entertain it in that second round. I feel like that is more of a conversation. But in that third pick, absolutely not. Me right now, I am leaning more towards Travis Hunter. I feel like we have to address this offensive side of the ball, man. Like if we just go into this season, no moves really, like no game changing moves, then what difference can you really expect? You bring in another quarterback, right? You get better quarterback play, but do you really think we are moving the needle? I think if you get a Travis Hunter, you're doing that. I think you are moving the needle. I think you are putting yourself in a position of where you're competing with these heavy hitting teams. You look at these teams that have the multiple weapons on the offensive side of the ball. I hate bringing this team up, but it's just real. They're the Super Bowl champions, right? So the Eagles.
Man,
You think about the A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith combination. That's something teams have to deal with. For us, Malik Neighbors, Travis, come on. I would love that.
yeah.
So I think right now, that is where my mind is. I feel like every day I wake up, it could really change because that is how dominant those three guys that I named, truly are. You can create a scenario for each of these guys, but yeah, I think Travis for me, man. Travis.
And listen, like I think Travis, I made a whole video. This is right when the season ended because I couldn't believe how many people were dismissing Travis Hunter as a possibility at 3. And I went on live with you and I was letting you know, I'm like, man, we need talent. Like, what are we doing shooting away talent? At the end of the day, whether it's Abdul or Travis, both are to be seen as one of the best players, if not the best player in the draft.
Yep.
Why would you even shoot that away?
Yeah.
Now, I would not be surprised. I'm going to be honest, man. I'm going to be honest. And you're not going to like to hear this. I wouldn't be surprised if they forced to play with Dart at 3. I wouldn't. Would I be happy? I would not. It would ruin me. But I would not be shocked, and let me tell you why. Granted, once again, we're on the outside. We're just fans, right? You and I are just fans. We're here to talk about the team. We have no inside sources at all. From what I've seen, from what I heard, apparently the Giants were hoping that Penix would have fell last year's draft to the second round. Where's he ended up getting scooped at the 8th pick by the Falcons just 2 picks later. Nobody expected that to happen. Nobody expected it to be the play. The Giants right now, literally, if if Shador and Cam go 1-2, they can't afford to miss out on a quarterback. To hope that Dart slips to the second would be very high hopes, because I think Dart's not going to make it out the first round. When you look at quarterbacks and how people look at him, they're going to be overvalued. He's not being the 4th one. So I would not be shocked to see them forced to play with Dart at 3. And I think it would be a big mistake. I think it would be a big mistake. But think about it right now, TP. Think about it right now. Stafford was barely available. And I say barely because, they were saying that he was available and the Giants were about to make that trade. But look how hard they were pushing to get Stafford on this team.
Yeah.
Look how hard they were pushing, how hard they're pushing right now for A-Rod. They're waiting. Russell Wilson's in building. Apparently, per sources, he's ready to sign. They don't even want to sign him because they're waiting to see, are they going to be able to
He's in the building now?
He was in the building on Friday.
Okay.
He visited, he visited on Friday. It was a long period because we were waiting for tweets like, hey, when are they going to say anything about this visit? Yeah. He left, no deal signed, and reports are he's ready to sign.
Right.
So knowing how much they need to fill that quarterback position, man, if you and once again, I'm playing hypothetical game because that's all we can play right now. It's unfortunate. We're a week removed from when free agency began, and we still don't know what the heck is going on with this quarterback position, which sucks.
Yep.
Let's say Aaron Rodgers is not the sign. Let's say Russell Wilson is not the sign.
Right.
Russell Wilson doesn't end up over here. We're going to deal with either a Flacco or a Jameis Winston, and you're sitting there at 3 with Dart looking at you in the face, and all it is right now is hope, right? Dart is he's not a day one quarterback, but he's hope. He's what J.J. McCarthy was last year, and granted, I think J.J. McCarthy was a better prospect. I wouldn't be shocked with Dart at 3. And I'm not going to be happy about it. It's going to be crazy, but we've seen crazier things. You could have said Daniel Jones at 6 a couple years ago, and what would people have told you? What would people have told you?
Yo,
hey, shout out to Marshall real quick. Let me catch up in the chat real quick. Yeah. He says Carter Hunter at 3. If both are gone, we go Hunter and hope Dart gets available in the second round. I think we trade back up. If the play is Hunter, which it should be Hunter, it should not be Dart at 3. I think you have to be aggressive, trade back up into the first, and avoid him from slipping. Who knows? Maybe the Steelers would take Dart in the first round, whether or not they get A-Rod or not. Yeah. Hell no to Dart at 3. They did the same thing with DJ and Metcalf. We would have gotten Metcalf at 6 that season. Hey, go ahead and let me know your thoughts. Dart at 3. I know you talked about it. You already said it. But does that sound like, am I tripping for thinking that this team has done things? If you said, hey, let us Saquon Barkley walk to the Eagles, I would have told you probably no, too. There's been crazier things that happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, you let me know.
No, it's not like it's something that you should at least discuss. It's
prepare yourself as a Giants fan. Prepare yourself. That's what you need to do.
Prepare yourself. I'm telling you right now, though. I'm like every Giant fan that is in this conversation. At some point, we would really have to consider like marching up to MetLife, and like I don't want to, I don't want to throw this out there, but at some point, man, we got to say enough is enough. Like at some point, we got to take actions into our own hands, Giant fans. Like if that happens, yeah, man, like they insulting our intelligence at that point. Like I that would be absolutely just mind blowing to me. And I'm gonna be at the draft. I'm gonna be at the.
I remember you told me
that happens, and I'm sitting there in that crowd, and they say Jackson Dart at 3. I'm gonna say everybody who is a Giant fan that is here right now, let's huddle up.
Yeah,
we about to hop on the stage because that would be absolutely crazy to me, man. But that is also why I think that people are more and more bringing up the Jalen Milroe situation, because I think there is some type of truth to what you're saying. I think there is some type of conversation on the Jackson Dart thing at 3 if all fails. Now, whether it's a true one, whether it's something like truly being discussed, like of course that's different. Like we wouldn't know. But I do think that it's just something you do have to watch out for, and I am just absolutely terrified if that is the way we go.
Yeah, I really am. And shout out to Greg saying sign Jameis Winston to draft Sanders. Once again, I don't know, man. I feel like Sanders is not going to be there at 3.
You a
If he's
smart
at
man,
3,
Greg.
if he's at 3, you take him. You take him by easily. But I don't think so, man. Shout out to the man cave in the building. He said, "What's good, fellas? Y'all smash that like button, subscribe, and share 100%, and go subscribe to my guy, the man cave. Appreciate y'all. Listen, man. I I just had this epiphany. Let's set this up right now. I don't know what it's gonna be like for you at the draft. If we can get an instant reaction after the draft when you're there, man, I'm
Yeah,
gonna be like,
for
I put in
sure.
the time for it. I'm gonna be live streaming all 3 days of the draft. Are you going only for night 1?
I think I'm gonna do 2. I think I'm gonna do 2.
Gotcha.
As of right now, that's what I'm planning to do.
Day 2 is gonna be huge too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If y'all weren't aware, man, we were awarded another third round compensatory pick that only helps with adding more talent to these positions or seeing a trade up. Prime example for trading for a Jackson Dart. It sucks to say that trading up for number 1 is like not there anymore.
Yeah, yeah,
It really stinks, but
yeah.
I just don't think it's gonna happen. But yeah, let's set that up, man. Listen, I'm gonna shoot
Let's
you the
do it.
link after the third pick is done.
Okay.
I'll talk about it with the chat, and then while you're there, man, I know you got a couple of people that's gonna be there with you, but we can
Yeah.
get like a little live analysis with the vibes over there. That would be super dope.
Say less. Say less. Let's do it.
Yeah, we'll set something up. But yeah, I was just touching on earlier. Seems to be trading up for the number 1 pick appears dead. I was talking about this a couple weeks ago, and I was so sure this was going to happen when the Titans GM went up and said, "Hey, we want a generational talent," and that ship looks like it sailed. That's what everyone's saying after the combine and such. So that part stinks. I really think that would have been a slam dunk. Trading for the number
Yeah.
1 pick would have been huge.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh
It would have
man.
made it would have made crazy. Now, once again, I'm here just for doomsday, right? Like doomsday preparation, because I truly think if Ward and Sanders are gone at 1 and 2, I'm like, dang. I'm looking at my roster. I got Jameis Winston or even Russell Wilson, to be fair. Like Russell Wilson is only a stopgap for a year. He's not the
Wow.
future long term. What's it going to be next time if we don't draft the quarterback this upcoming class? The same thing. We're going to be hoping that there's a quarterback there, hoping we can get him and such, man. Overall, outside of those, you know, right? Like we know Abdul and Ward are kind of the guys at 1. What's the type of thing that you want to see the Giants address in the draft? You saw what they did through free
Yeah.
agency. What before I know I'm steamrolling you questions, right? This was
No,
not
go
planned
ahead.
at
Go
all.
ahead. Yeah, I'm with
Not planned at all.
you.
What are your thoughts on real quick how we did in free agency and what do you think they're setting up for in the draft?
Yeah, I've been somebody who's been a hard, critic on Joe Shane. Of course, after having a 3-win season, everybody has to feel my wrath at that point. But I will say, man, Joe Joe cooked. Joe's been cooking a little bit. There's some depth pieces, some guys that I was just like, okay, why? I mean, I guess, maybe they know something I don't know or whatever.
Yep.
But for the most part, just overall, I mean, you getting Javon Holland, you getting Debo. Hey, man, I am not mad at all. As somebody who has said, look, I want to bring back that Giants defense, bring back that aura of things. That's how you do it, man. That's how you do it. I think these are 2 guys that fits everybody complimentary wise, um, and I'm comfortable on where we are at right now. Um, like Kobe once said, job's not finished. We
Yep.
do have to just capitalize on this. But as far as what has been done already, yeah, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I like it.
Got you. I stand there with you. Listen, you already know NYPD, New York Pass Defense. We need that in
Yeah,
rolling. We need that in fashion.
yeah,
Javon Holland, I think, is going to be a guy that surprises us. If you ask a temperature check around Dolphins fans, and I have a couple of Dolphin fans at work, I was asking them, I'm like, hey, what do you think? They wanted Javon Holland back.
yeah,
He had a sort of down year for them last year, but you could argue, I mean, they've switched defensive coordinators a whole lot. And I will say last year, Jason Pinnock, I know you love Jason Pinnock.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
definitely know that. I definitely know you love Jason Pinnock. I just definitely think Javon Holland is an upgrade, and that's no
Oh, for
slight at
sure,
him.
for sure.
And I think hopefully Bowen can use these guys right. I told you on your live stream that I was on with you the other week. I think Tyler Nubin's going to be a big piece next year. Having Javon Holland there, a veteran, which a lot of people are going to say, hey, we should have just kept Xavier McKinney. I'm not here to talk about that. Talk about the
Right.
people that's on the team. I'm not
Yeah,
here to talk
yeah,
about
I'm with you.
Javon Holland and Tyler Nubin. that safety backfield, I'm gonna love to see it. Paul Devo. Hey, I liked him when he was on the Saints. The Saints had a really good defense the past couple of years, man. And granted, he's gonna be asked to do a little bit more, right? Because Marshawn Lattimore used to be on that team. He was a
Right.
CB2 with Marshawn Lattimore. He's gonna be asked to be a CB1. I like his chances. I'm excited to roll with him. But no offensive weapons really brought in. I mean, we bring back Darius Slayton. Darius Slayton's back on the team as a wide receiver too. If you would expect, once again, I know you talk about Travis Hunter as a wide receiver. I would still be excited for that. Where do you expect for the team to go in the draft? Are they adding offensive pieces? Are they adding O-line? What are they doing in the draft? What do you expect?
Yeah, man. I mean, that's the good thing about having all these picks that we have. So, I mean, unfortunately, we may have to, you know, utilize these picks to get other guys. But in certain positions, man, this draft is really healthy. And speaking of that offensive side of the ball, I've been kind of pushing for this as well. But you have some receivers, man, that is in this draft, and just to throw out a name. I've been really keeping my eye out on Jimmy Horn Jr., man. He is a sleeper. He is somebody who you can get in the later rounds. I think his stock went up, so I don't think you want to push it, really let him sit for too long. But he is somebody who I have my eye out on. But for sure, you gotta do something offensively. We got to make something shake offensively. So I think that receiver position has definitely, picked up his steam. Unfortunately, Jalen Hyatt is just not who, we expected him to be, who we, would want him to be. I don't think the marriage between him and Coach Dable is just is there. But yeah, you got to make something shake, man. You got to make something shake. But most importantly, gotta get to the trenches. The
Yep.
trenches, the trenches. But yeah.
Yeah, they added some depth pieces for the trenches. I don't think it's anyone,
Yeah.
crazy. Ironically enough, I don't know if you saw the signing Stone Forsythe. He's from the
Yeah.
Seahawks. 6'8", massive. My coworker shows up to me and was like, "This is like my best friend's brother." I was like, "Oh shoot!" And that person happens to be a Giants fan. That was very
Oh
random.
wow.
Very
Wow.
random. I wasn't gonna sit there and let them know that, hey, he's not that good. But I was just gonna say, hey, he's a depth piece and he's on our team. We're gonna see how he goes. But
Yeah.
adding bodies is something that we needed to do. They added a couple pieces, but no one's gonna stand out, in my opinion. Chauncey Golston from the Cowboys, though. I mean, he is a piece that
That
hopefully
was a goal.
he's in rotation as a rotational pass rusher.
Right.
KT and Brian Burrs need to stay on the field together, man. We really need to see that happen next year. That's going to be a conversation pretty soon. I think KT does get his extension picked up, and when you get that other year, I think it's a no-brainer, especially how much edge rushers cost.
I
But
got a question for you. I don't want to forget this.
yeah,
Is Aziz out of the picture?
I think he is. I think the money that they just gave Chauncey Golston, I think Aziz is going to go for more. And if anything, they should have probably kept that a bit to throw towards Aziz. I know you're a big fan of Aziz. I'm a big fan of Aziz when he's on the field. The problem is he doesn't stay on it. He doesn't. And last year, when we could have traded him, we kept them. And what happened after another week? Man got hurt anyways. It happens for him. And I know this is what I know for sure. Aziz goes somewhere else, which right now it's looking like the Eagles. That's going to suck. He's going to go somewhere else and ball out, man. He really is. I definitely know that's going to be the end result.
Yeah. To me, Aziz and Kayvon, to me, they have to coincide because really, Kayvon has been dealing with an injury history. So
Mm,
I feel like you have to have somebody to complement Kayvon as well.
mhm.
So I don't think even one of the other with either of the guy. I don't like Aziz with just Aziz as the guy primarily, just him alone. I don't like Kayvon with just him alone. I feel like with both of these guys, you have to have a complementary guy that can come in, man, because they just unfortunately they're just not reliable, man. So that's just something to think about as well, man, when you approach this draft.
Yeah. I mean, Hey Hacker says it right here as well. We need another bona fide pass rusher that will boost our secondary. They all coincide, man. The
Yeah,
pass rush helps the pass defense. The pass defense helps the
yeah,
pass rush. Give an extra second for that quarterback to hitch his throw so your guys can get there. It definitely coincides with each other. And like TP was saying, man, I think hopefully Aziz has been good when he's been on the field once again. And he's even replacing KT last year. He was going crazy when KT was hurt.
yeah, yeah.
Um, He was going crazy. And to be fair, like you said, I mean, Kayvon has had a little bit of an issue when it comes to injuries too. Hey man, we're 40 minutes into this. This was very impromptu. I'm not jumping off as of yet, but I need everyone in the chat right now. Go subscribe to my guy TP. He jumped on with me mad late, mad random. Once again, impromptu live stream. We got 30 people in the building. I need some subscribers to go my way to
Yes,
TP. So go subscribe to my guy. Steelers has Russ in the building last year, and they still prefer Rodgers. Tells me Russ ain't it. Now, Davey, this is where I kind of hold off a bit, right? Because, yeah, I mean, granted, even the Giants right now are preferring Rodgers over Russ. I think a lot of people would prefer Rodgers over Russ, but doesn't mean I would prefer to pay Rodgers over getting Russ. Two situations are different. Right now, the Steelers are trying to win. We're trying to win, but it's like fake win. You know, like I say fake win because the Steelers won the playoffs last year. Where are the Giants drafting right now? We're at the 3rd overall pick. Like, we're not expecting Russell Wilson to come and make us a Super Bowl contender. That's what the Steelers need to happen. So it's two different situations. I wouldn't really look at that too much. Money Mike saying Jimmy Horn Jr. was cooking at the Senior Bowl weekend. He was.
that's a fact.
He was
That's a
projected
fact.
like 6th or 5th. I guarantee you probably helped him out at least a round. Forget pass rushers. We desperately need a run stuffing D tackle. Heavy. People that can stop the run and we stop us from getting gashed. That I agree with you there. We need Kayvon to have his best season this year. If not, this will probably be his last season with us. Mike, I'm right there with you. I said we would extend him, that rookie extension, but that doesn't mean he'll be here for another year. I could easily see him being an extension, and then you trade him that last year of his rookie contract. That's how business should be. But the Giants don't end up training their players anyway, so I don't know. What do I know, man?
Yeah.
What do I know? Once again, we talked about a whole lot of things. We talked about free agency, talked about the draft a bit. We have a little over a month away from the NFL draft, so hopefully by then we definitely should have a quarterback on roster. We should kind of know where we're going. I'll sit here and I'll touch on real quick why I think the Titans are looking to draft Cam Ward. Look at their moves they've been making, man. No quarterback has been signed. They were interested in Russell Wilson. As I know of yet, he hasn't visited with the Tennessee Titans. They haven't drafted any quarterback. Signed any quarterback that will make you say he's starting for them next year. And look at what the Browns have done. They just traded for Kenny Pickett. Some people saw that and said they're definitely rolling with Kenny Pickett next year. I wouldn't be so sure of that.
Yeah.
There was even another tweet or like a quote when they asked Kenny Pickett, what do they expect from them? He said they were going to compete. He's ready to compete for that quarterback starting job. If you look at what they have going on in the Browns right now, Deshaun Watson's coming off of that Achilles. He's not going to be ready to start the season. Other than that, who's on that roster? They're drafting a quarterback. I think the Browns are drafting a quarterback, and that rookie and Kenny Pickett will be battling for that starting spot. That's why I'm in the gutter right now, man. Thinking about both of those guys. We need a quarterback, and we can't get one. That Colts win is really screwing us right now. What are your thoughts on any of that I just said, man?
Yo, I don't know, man. I don't think that both of these guys are getting a quarterback. For some reason, I just don't think it's going to play out like that. Like, I don't. All right, so for example, I do think that the Browns are still in play to get a Russell Wilson as well. I do think that the Browns are really considering getting Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter. I think that right now they are in kind of a similar situation with us, but I think that will just be one. I think we'll be a little bit more aggressive. Two, I think we like Shador more than any of those guys, and I just can't picture it in my mind being double quarterback on the first 2 picks. Um, that doesn't really say much, of course, because that is just my opinion about it. There is like again, I'm just a fan. I
Yep.
don't I'm not an inside source of anything, but I have this good feeling that it is something there with the Giants organization and Shador Sanders. I don't think all of that off-season interaction was for nothing. I think there is something that we do not know about that is underlined in play when it comes to that. Cam Ward, I think is a kind of a done deal with that. I think that is kind of a wrap. I think Cam Ward is going to go with one of the two. But Yeah, I do think that, man. I think we have a chance. I think we have a nice, healthy chance on getting a Shador. But we'll see, man. We'll see. Also, with the Titans, so I really don't know. I don't know too much. This is really me just asking, you in the chat. Are
Yep.
they done with Levis? Like, that is not an option? Like, what's that about?
I think that ship definitely has sailed. I don't know if you've seen, bro, those memes, and I'll try to pull it up as we're talking, man. But those memes with Will Levis is hilarious because this man makes some crazy turnovers. Yeah, you can have an arm, and that's why also too people that talk about like arm talent, man. I'm everyone can throw a football. Not a lot of people can be a quarterback. Not a lot of people have the psychology to be as a quarterback. Move off of reads,
Yeah.
make good throws. Like I'm pulling this up right now. December. Let's pull this up real quick. Hopefully I don't get stream sniped. Let me pause it real quick because I'm not risking that.
Yeah.
Will Levis throws a pick six, his third interception today. This is literally what the first tweet I pull up, December 15, 2024. 3 interceptions in the game. Granted, we know Daniel Jones to be a turnover machine. We haven't seen that many interceptions in the game. And this one was kind of brutal. I mean,
Levis will go to the air on first down. Over the middle.
come
Oh
on, man.
my God.
Come on, man. Come on, man. I think that ship definitely has sailed. And I just think truly it's all about where you're picking, right? Like them being with the number 1 pick. It's almost like what you look at with the Chicago Bears. I mean, maybe there's a world where they would have kept, Justin Fields
Wow.
if they didn't have the number 1 overall pick and there's a franchise quarterback, staring at them, potentially franchise quarterback. Let me catch up in the chat real quick. A-Train says, love the content. Can any of you explain how the Giants' strength of schedule goes? I was reading this a bit. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know about UTP. I can't explain how any of this works. Don't really know how it ends up shaping out. I will say, I think it kind of gets this whole strength of schedule, and we have the hardest schedule. That's all compared to last season. NFL,
Yeah.
things change every year. I'm not
Right.
really too focused on us having such a hard schedule because teams can easily, who knows? I mean, quarterback can go down and the whole team is done. So I don't know if you had anything on that, but
Look, I don't know how it necessarily works, but one thing that I know and that we all know is that the strength of schedule is crazy this year.
yeah.
It is crazy. We are playing some heavy, heavy hitters. But yeah, that's something I would have to research, man. That was a great question because I'm not sure necessarily how that goes into play or how that works, man. But yeah, one thing I do know is it's gonna be a long ride this year for sure.
Yeah. And I think even the touchdown, they were talking about how the Eagles have a less harder schedule and they won the Super Bowl. I truly can't tell you how that works. I will let you know that I'm not really worried about it. I remember our tough stretch this year. It was like weeks 3 through 8. And the
Yeah.
Giants were in like every game, so I'm not really too
Right.
focused on how hard of a schedule it is. Russ is 36. I want him over Aaron. Yeah, Russ is not 41 like my guy Aaron. Did anyone think that if we do not select the veteran quarterback soon, that may be left with nobody any good?
It's a possibility, man. It's a possibility. I mean,
I want Cam, let's be honest, but man, they're taking 100% Cam. 100. I agree. I think Russ is the best available right now. I'm right there with you, John. I also stream on Twitch. If y'all didn't know, I think this is definitely a bot, but I also stream on Twitch. So if you're on Twitch, man, go ahead and jump on. I agree, John. I don't like how Rogers is holding us hostage. Agreed. Love the connections in the chat, man. Y'all making connections. Love to see it. We need to sign Jameis Winston, Russell Wilson, and Aaron Rodgers. Sign them all 3. Get one of them on here, but sign them all 3. Why not? Signing Winston is like the chick after you got drunk and can't drive too far. Zane. That is
that was perfect. That might have been a perfect analogy right there, Zane.
Shoot, that might be it. And I didn't really touch on it earlier. Someone talked about getting Winston and he would be a fire for his team. He would be a fire. He might set this place on fire. He would be a certain type of fire for this team. He has the ability to make some throws. I'm not dismissing that, but even teaching our young quarterback, I'm gonna be honest, I don't want my quarterback to learn too much from him. I really don't. Like, it better just be like how to be a guy in the locker room and pump up your guys. I think what's kind of underrated, TP, and granted, Daniel Jones. I think Daniel Jones is going to start some games for the Colts, man. I really do. I think he's going to start some games for the Colts. But I will say, having a quarterback that gives different presser answers is something I'm interested in, man, because the whole I don't even want to. I don't even want to give a explanation on what he does, but the whole and the looking around and
Yeah.
I want to see some personality out of our quarterback.
And that is why people, love a Shador, and that's also why people, don't like him. But that's a reason on why I'm another reason on why I'm pushing for Shador. It's just because that superstar, um, just aura that I know that's gonna come with him, man. But yeah, I'm with you, man. I want something different, and that's the main thing. You keep getting the same type of guys, you keep bringing in the same type of characters, you're gonna get the same results. So, that may sound minute, man, but give me something that we are not accustomed to having over here, man. Like get a switch up. Like, yeah, bring me somebody that could, talk to these guys differently, man. When they're in these huddles, they can talk the language that they understand, in these press conferences for these fans, that's gonna give us a different type of dialogue. So yeah, I understand, man. Give me something different than that.
Yeah, that's something that it just kind of goes. I mean, you scroll on TikTok, you see edits. I saw a thing where it was a joke like, oh, I'm missing my quarterback, and it was Daniel Jones highlights. I'm like, dang, the last 6 years, 6 years is a long time, y'all. 6 years is a long time. 6 years ago, I was in high school. Like long time. So
Yeah, man.
I'm interested to see what the next 6 years look like. Shout out to Hit Hiker saying that I'm not a bot. Just clarifying that after I said about bots. I know you're not a bot, man. Twitch is just something different. Sometimes I don't really know who's on Twitch, honestly. Who do you like more out of Russ and Winston? I'll make this quick. It's Russ. Let me know, TP.
Uh, situational, right? So I like Russ more, right? But the only thing is, if we get Winston, then I know that we're going for one of my guys in the draft. But as far as just the quarterback is concerned, yeah, I like Russ for sure.
Yeah, yeah. And it's funny. I just saw what Antonio said. He said Winston eyes is like Kurt Thomas eyes back in the days when he played for Knicks. Not sure if you guys remember. I just said 6 years ago I'll be in high school. He says, "Oh Matt, oh you mad young, my bad." That's funny. He knew I wasn't gonna get that. Yeah, which I didn't really get, but I'll look into it, Antonio. I'm looking into it. Yeah, man. Once again, impromptu live stream. I appreciate you, TP, for jumping
Yes,
on.
man.
Appreciate everyone that's in the building right now on this random Monday in the afternoon. I didn't give no heads up. I just said, let me go live. Let me chat up real quick. So I appreciate everyone that's in the building. TP,
Yes, sir.
I got one question for you before you slide out of here, before we both
Uh-huh.
slide out of here.
We got you.
You dropped a new logo, man. You
Yeah,
dropped a new
man.
logo. What's up with that,
Yeah.
man? What made the change? What made you drop the new logo? It is fire, I will say.
Appreciate
But
it, bro.
go ahead and let me know, man. What's up with that?
Look, over there at TP Way the Giant, man. I'm glad everything is moving forward, man. I'm on the road to 1,000 subscribers. And so I promised myself, man, I'm just gonna keep, going hard, being consistent. And so this year, I was like, you know what? We're gonna up it just a little bit. We're gonna kind of revamp some things. And a part of that is coming out with an official logo for the channel. And as you can see on the screen, we got it done. So yeah, man, TP Way the Giant, we making moves, man. And we no stranger to here, man. Juke is my guy, man. So I'm gonna be over here. Juke is gonna be over there. He's definitely a Giant family, man. But we're just gonna keep this thing rocking and keep this thing going as the season approaches, man. That the content is gonna be more and more and more consistent on both of our ends, man. So yeah, look forward to it.
100%. Give us a quarterback to talk to, man. Give us a
Yeah,
quarterback to talk about. I mean, dang it, man. Like that's what
yeah,
I'm
right.
saying. That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying. But hey, I rock with the logo. The logo's tough.
appreciate it,
I
bro.
like the whole
Appreciate it.
like scenic with the buildings and stuff. The logo's tough. And once again, y'all, you heard it. He's on the road to 1K. Go subscribe over to my guy TP Way the Giant. Let's get him to 1K.
Yes, sir.
For people that's been here for a while, my road to 1K. Every video. I'm like, we on the road to 1K. Every video.
Yeah.
Road to 1K. Road to 1K. So let's get my guy TP to 1K. And you heard it here first, man. He said he's going to give me a live little in-depth reaction at the draft. So we're going to have a little insider he needs to give me. Who knows? I mean, I might be on live and you might hear the pick before I do. I don't believe live TV is live and in time. You might have it for a couple of minutes. So that's going to be something interesting. But once again, appreciate you for tapping in. Shout out to everyone in the chat, man. Antonio, we had Omega in here. John, A-Train, had a couple of people that are missing. Hit Hiker, the bot on Twitch. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tapping in and stay tuned for the next one.